if you think somebody's drowning, obviously it's all about supervision, so prevention is the best thing. Get them out of the water. If it's a cold day and they've got lots and lots of like waterlogged cold clothing on, get that off and cover them with a blanket.
Yeah.
You're going to check for a response first of all. If you've got, so you might just gently stimulate them, shake them, call out to them. If there's no response, shout for help. In drowning, you want to give CPR for a minute before you go and get help, because the reason people collapse and have a heart attack or die from drowning is because of a lack of oxygen.
Right,
so
okay.
Breaths are even more important.
And you're not, when you're doing the compressions, you're not pumping water out.
You're not pushing water out. No,
isn't it?
you're not at all. What you're trying to do is take over the job of the heart, because the heart is either slowed down or stopped.
Oh, I
or it's not working properly.
I see, okay.
Open the mouth.
Yeah.
Have a quick look inside. And you're supporting the head and supporting the chin. Have a very quick look inside.
Okay.
You're probably not going to see a great deal in there, and you're looking, listening, and feeling for breathing. Okay.
So put your mouth, your head, ear right down to the mouth.
Exactly. So if they're not breathing properly, and bear in mind, children that have been starved of oxygen, they have a primitive reflex that kicks in called gasping, where they take a big sighing breath about 2 or 3 times every minute.
Okay.
That's not breathing. So that's not normal breathing. So don't mistake it.
Okay.
They're unlikely to be breathing, so you're going to need to give them 5 rescue breaths.
Okay.
If they're a bigger child, pinch the nose and just cover the mouth. If they're smaller,
Do you put your mouth right the way over?
All the way over. And what you want to do, ideally, 5 times, is see the chest rise and fall.
So 5 rescue breaths.
And you can see the chest going up and down very nicely there. So these are effective, which is really, really good.
One more.
Then quickly check for signs of life. If you know how to check for a pulse, check for a pulse. If not, you know, they might be crying, they might be moving. If they're not, then you're going to have to take over the job of the heart, okay? So what you want to do is, in an older child, you use 1 hand. If they're even bigger, you might want to use 2. If it's a baby, you might want to use 2 fingers.
Okay.
Middle of the breastbone, roughly. Put your hand in and give them 30 compressions.
Like this?
Yes, that's it.
How?
So arms straight, right over them. That's it.
4, 5.
That's it. About 100 to 120 a minute.
How do you know how hard to do it?
You want to push about a half to a third of the depth of the chest.
Can you break a bone?
30. That feels very like deeper than I thought.
Yeah, and you have to push quite hard. Remember, you are trying to push blood around the body, so you're trying to do the job of the heart. Children, fortunately, have slightly more flexible bones. In older people, yes, you may break a bone, but remember, broken bones will heal.
It's better than...
What you're trying to do is save their life. 30 compressions, and then you give them 2 breaths.
Then
you alternate 30 and 2, either until they recover, or help arrives, or you become exhausted. But remember, you give 1 minute of CPR. If you're by yourself, give 1 minute of CPR before going to get help yourself.
Okay.
And if an AED or an automated external defibrillator arrives, dry the chest before you stick the pads on.